Does the axis of evil? Great start. Does the axis of evil support business? Be out of practice. Does the axis of evil support biblical cosmology? I got no idea. I don't even know what the axis of evil is. So, let's see what happens when you mistake a religious text for a science textbook.
Shut up and sit down, you big bald f***.
Please subscribe.
Maybe some of you guys already saw this article, but yesterday was supposed to be, in particular, yesterday, July 9th, was supposed to be a shorter day. Did you feel it?
Okay, so the claim is that July the 9th was a shorter day. Now, to be clear, when we say shorter, we're talking milliseconds here, right? Not like suddenly losing an hour of daylight.
In my opinion, all the days are shorter, but the days do also seem kind of unstable these days.
Unstable, you say? Now, I'm pretty sure that feeling is just what we call Mondays. But let's talk about the actual science here, not the feelings. The days are, in fact, getting shorter, but by an amount so infinitesimal that you need an atomic clock just to register it, not a gut feeling. The difference is measured in milliseconds, Hans, not in missing lunch breaks or suddenly it's dark outside.
Like, some days will feel extraordinarily short.
Extraordinarily short? Well, then I'm sure you're about to provide us with some extraordinary evidence to back that up.
I mean, it hasn't happened recently, but in my opinion, it has been a gradual frogs boiling in a pot situation since about the 2000s of time gradually speeding up.
But the feeling that time is flying by is just called getting older, isn't it? It's a psychological phenomenon, not a physical one. Time itself isn't speeding up, and we know this because the devices we use to measure time, like atomic clocks, are built on the most stable physical process we know of. They measure the incredibly consistent oscillations of atoms. And guess what? They've been ticking away at the exact same boring rate since they were invented. If time were actually speeding up in the way Hans is describing, it wouldn't just be a feeling. Everything would be affected. The laws of physics would need to be completely rewritten. The rate of radioactive decay, the frequency of light, even our aging process would be accelerating in a way we could precisely measure. But none of this is happening. I know. I was shocked as well.
That being said, yes, everything is faster, but it does also seem like sometimes like that was really fast. Like last week, I was on vacation for a week and it seemed extra fast.
Now, believe it or not, this is actually one of Hans's flat earth videos we're watching. Now, I don't really get what Hans is trying to prove here, apart from that the earth is flat, obviously. And it sounds like you're describing the vacation effect, Hans, a well-known psychological phenomenon where time seems to speed up when you're having fun and experiencing new things. That's not a conspiracy, it's just your brain being a little bit of a trickster. And I have absolutely no idea how you can possibly use any of what you've said so far to help you prove that the earth is flat. Unless, of course, you're gonna claim that the earth, over thousands of years, eventually sped up to the point where it was rotating so quickly that it's begun to flatten out.
This is damage control, period. NASA has put out an article like this in the past.
NASA? It's always bloody NASA, isn't it? NASA do not control time. They only control space. Yeah, I probably shouldn't say that, should I? Or wear this.
But the point of the article was the same thing. You'll click on the article because you'll be thinking, yeah, time is a lot shorter. There is a lot less time in each day. And then you click the article, and then they're going to tell you something about milliseconds.
Ah, right, so you have at least read the article then, because what it says is that the Earth is expected to spin more quickly in the coming weeks, and they only use spin because it's an exciting buzzword. The Earth rotates. and it will make some of our days a little bit shorter. On July the 9th, 22nd and August the 5th, the position of the moon is expected to affect Earth's rotation so that each day is between 1.3 and 1.51 milliseconds shorter than they would normally be. Now, for context, and because it's something that even a flat earther can do, if you blink your eyes, that's somewhere between 100 and 400 milliseconds. And the days are only shorter by 1.3 and 1.5 milliseconds. Now, I guarantee that nobody watching this now can tell me how many times I blinked while I was saying that. We just don't notice something that happens that quickly. Unless, of course, Rain Man watches me. He might.
82, 82, 82.
82 what? How much is this?
Toothpicks.
Now, just read this article, and this is where people will always have endless excuses for the...
For the what? Spit it out. And what you call excuses, we call explanations.
Those in control, the media, the scientists, whatever, they'll buy whatever excuse.
This video is so stupid. Hans, you can keep calling them excuses. You can keep blaming they and them and the top scientists and, of course, NASA. But what you're trying to get people to do is to mistrust the people who are the most qualified to provide us with accurate information when it comes to things like the Earth's rotational speed.
So they're going to say something like, well, they just want to get you to click on the article or whatever.
And there we go. You finally got something right. That's exactly why they use words like the days will be significantly shorter and the earth spins. It's just to get you to read the article. But the problem then is that you're a flat earther. So when you read it and you can clearly see that it does not support your position, you have to scramble around like rats on a sinking ship trying to come up with all sorts of excuses as to why it's wrong.
It doesn't even logically make any sense. So fast, much faster. So when you hear the word much faster, that already contradicts milliseconds. You're already contradicting milliseconds.
Yeah, but if the headline had said there will be a 1.3 millisecond difference in Earth's rotational speed, it probably wouldn't have got noticed as much. Because who cares? We can't even notice a difference that tiny. Earth is gonna spin much faster over the next few months, so fast that several days are gonna get ... then of course people are gonna read it. But it doesn't mean they're contradicting themselves. It's just a clever headline intended to get the attention of people who are interested in this sort of thing.
That's like a little bit faster, I guess. And so you might say they're sensationalizing the article in order to get more clicks. But science shouldn't be so sensationalized.
Science isn't sensationalized, but I get what you're getting at.
Allow myself to introduce myself.
Oh dear, these videos are definitely starting to take their toll. Now, just because there are a few rock star astrophysicists like Neil deGrasse Tyson, that doesn't invalidate anything that they've accomplished or any discoveries that they've made or anything they say for that matter. These articles aren't written by those astrophysicists. They're written by people who write articles, and they know that a good headline, like a good title on a YouTube video, because I'm sure that's why you clicked, will get people to watch what I've got to say.
And that's just something that I've noticed in MO, is that science is just too goofy and they don't take it seriously enough. If real scientists were pulling the strings, you wouldn't be sensationalizing things. You wouldn't want your article to have hyperbole in it.
Well, that wasn't confusing, was it? Because it sounded like you were defending the people that you're attempting to call out for being wrong.
Now, how do you really believe that they, NASA scientists, do you really believe that they could predict within fractions of milliseconds or milliseconds the spinning of Earth?
Yeah, science can absolutely predict the Earth's rotation with incredible precision. We're talking about measuring changes in fractions of milliseconds. And it's not about believing them, it's about, science.
I'm not going to show the whole article.
Yeah, I bet you're not, because you know full well that if you did, people would see that you're completely off your box.
But of course they're going to say gravity. Gravity is their ticket out of everything.
Well, not everything, and it's not a ticket out anyway. It's an explanation.
It's a wild card when it comes to physics. They can just blame things on gravity. Nowadays, they can have people believe in any sci-fi thing. Dark matter, black holes, whatever. But gravity is their go-to get-out-of-jail-free card. They're going to say that gravity is this thing. The sun's position, the moon's position are in such a way, is what they are claiming, to make these time differences.
The 1.3 to 1.5 millisecond time differences. Yeah. And we all know why flat earthers aren't going to like this article, because it specifically mentions that on certain dates, the moon's position at its furthest distance from Earth's equator will change the impact of its gravitational pull, causing a faster spin. Oh, and the article also mentions that billions of years ago, a closer moon with a stronger gravitational pull caused the Earth's rotational speed to increase, which is a double bummer for you, Hans, because you're also a creationist.
But if the time differences are milliseconds and fractions of milliseconds, and those are arising naturally, they're telling us, by the position of the moon and the sun and gravity, then this should be always happening all the time, and then there should be no news about this.
Okay, so the idea that these millisecond changes shouldn't be happening all the time and therefore shouldn't be newsworthy is, well, it's a bit like saying that tides should never be mentioned on the news, ever, because they happen every day. The Earth's rotation is constantly changing, but the changes are usually so tiny they don't even make headlines. What's unusual is when we see a slightly larger fluctuation, like the one that happened on July the 9th. It's not about being new, it's about being slightly more noticeable. But with that being said, it is still only 1.3 to 1.5 milliseconds, and then it's only noticeable to sensitive measuring equipment. We can't even perceive it. But that doesn't mean it isn't happening.
When I go outside and I look at the sun and the moon right now, nothing seems out of the ordinary about their positions to me.
Let's not take the piss here.
To measure Earth's rotation, scientists primarily use very long baseline interferometry, satellite laser ranging, and global imposition system data. Hang on a second, this feels like overkill. Hans, are you honestly claiming that your human eyes... You are human, I assume. But do you honestly think that your own eyes are going to give you a more accurate measurement of the moon's distance from Earth than the scientific equipment that is actually used to measure it?
Now, here's for something slightly different. Second half of the video is beginning now. These are just some space things. I mean, I've been talking about space recently. It's always an interesting topic for me because I know outer space is fake.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're a space is fake guy as well. Okay then, Hans, explain this to us and feel free to comment. I'd love to hear from you. Why is space fake? What evidence do you have that demonstrates that space does not exist? And also, expanding on that a little bit more, what evidence do you have that the Earth is flat? And if the Earth is flat, or a globe, it still has to be somewhere. So if space is fake, where are we?
This is just something that I stumbled upon recently. Why do they call it this? The axis of evil. Can somebody explain about the axis of evil in space, please?
The axis of evil in terms of space is used to describe an unexpected alignment in the cosmic microwave background radiation. You know, the faint afterglow of the Big Bang. Essentially, when scientists mapped it, they found that there were temperature fluctuations, you know, hot and cold spots. And the name's a bit of a joke. It was coined by scientists because the finding was so strange, because it challenged the fundamental fundamental assumption that the universe should appear the same in all directions, a principle known as the cosmological principle. So it's just a fascinating anomaly that is yet to be fully explained. It's not evidence of a flat earth or biblical cosmology. It's just another version of the God of the gaps. Science can't explain it yet. Therefore, God must have done it. Well, that's enough of that nonsense for one day. But just quickly before you leave, I put a community post up earlier on today, and I really would appreciate it if you could go and click some buttons for me, because I need as much feedback as possible. So I've linked it below, and you can go and, clickety-click for me. Anyway, now that you've got your homework assignment, all that's left to say is thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you again on Wednesday. Love you. Bye.
Out of everything that's on the internet, this is the best thing.
Why do male chickens wear their underwear on their head? Because they're peckers on their face.
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever,